Welcome to Tactical Talk. This is Zain. Today the topic of our show is Turkey's intervention in Syria. Today the guest of our show is a Turkish journalist, Ibrahim Karataş. Welcome to our show, Ibrahim Karataş. This is Zain. It's a pleasure to have you on Tactical Talk.
It's my pleasure to join your program. Thanks, Zain.
Ibrahim, let's get to the first question. Turkey launched Euphrates Shield, Operation Olive Branch, and also the operation in Afrin. What was the need for these operations, in your opinion?
It was necessary for Turkey because on northern Syria there were a few terrorist groups, especially two terrorist groups, Daesh and the PKK, were very effective, and they were attacking Turkey from their strongholds. Especially Afrin was a center of the PKK, or with its other name YPG. Actually, these two groups are the same. YPG is the branch of PKK based in Syria. Since there were attacks from Afrin, and the PKK was aiming to combine their three cantons and form an autonomous state. Turkey had to intervene because if Turkey had not done this operation, then there will be a more powerful terrorist group against Turkey, and dealing with it, struggling with the PKK would be very difficult. In addition, we know that in the past many PKK terrorist militants infiltrated into Turkish borders via Afrin. So it was a transition region for the PKK. But since the end of the operation, we don't see any kind of infiltrations or any attacks from Afrin side. So the operation was made just for the security of Turkish people and the Turkish state. It was really a problem of existence. If Turkey was just to watch it, then the danger coming from PKK terrorism would be bigger. So that are the reasons for the intervention.
How successful have these operations been so far? Have they been able to achieve their objectives?
The main objective was to secure Turkey from terrorist attacks. I think this objective was achieved. We see no terrorist attacks at the moment or in last few months. So all of them were prevented by Turkish forces, and we owe this success to Olive Branch operation. So Turkey is safer than before, thanks to this Olive Branch operation. And in addition, Turkey has made some new residences for displaced Syrian people. So it's also a safe zone for these people, these refugees. So besides Turkey's security problem, it also solved the problem of accommodation for the people that were escaping from the war. So there are many benefits, and these benefits have shown that it was really a necessary operation.
Let's get to a very important question. What problems does Turkey face while achieving its objectives, and what dangers does Turkey face from the Syrian border?
The danger still continues because the PKK is still there. Yes, now Afrin has been cleared, but on Eastern Euphrates side, there are some cities that are controlled by the PKK, including Rakka, Kamışlı, Haseki, Kobani, etc. So all these cities are the centers of the PKK, and they have so many weapons given by American forces. As long as there is PKK in northern Syria, the danger continues, and Turkey will have to face these problems in the future. Now, recently, they made a deal with the American government, and YPG has left Manbij nowadays, and now Turkey is pressing America to find a way for not cooperating with YPG, because it's a terrorist group, and it is listed by American government as a terrorist group, but unfortunately American army is still helping them, and it is just a threat to Turkey, and Turkey is very firm about dealing with destroying these terrorist groups in northern Syria. And I think in the future we may witness new operations, especially in eastern Euphrates, because PKK is there, and it is threatening Turkey, and I don't think that Turkey will just watch and allow PKK to attack Turkish troops in its own territories.
Mr. Ibrahim Karataş, let's get to the last question. Do you think Turkey is one of the most important key players in bringing peace to the region, and how do you think peace is to be achieved in the region?
Turkey is actually one of the main actors in the region. It may not be the sole important player, because there is America, there is Russia, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Iran, all are in Syria, and they want to reshape Syria, reshape the future of Syria. But any decision about the future of Syria should consider Turkey's consent also, because Turkey is neighbor to Syria, and any projects about the future of Syrian lands will directly affect Turkey, not Americans, not Russians, but Turkey will be affected by the final decision. So Turkey many times told these big powers that any move, any act without Turkey or without Turkey will not be accepted. Sometimes America or Russia try to be the main player in Syria, but Turkey had to intervene in some places and distort their plans about Syria, because whatever happens in Syria is a matter of existence. Turkey is now already hosting 3.5 million Syrian people. In addition, PKK controls northern Syria. If it doesn't have a say, then in the future it may face more bigger problems, and maybe not Syria or not Syria itself, but among other countries, Turkey should have more say as it is the neighbor, not Iran or not any other country is directly affected by the war that already continues in Syria. Americans came from 10,000 kilometers away. Russia came from 3,000 kilometers away, and they have a say. They do something for their interests, but Turkey is not in pursuit of interests. It just wants to protect itself from terrorist threats. So it tries its best to find a solution, and I think it's doing well at the moment. And any solution will have to be in the interest of Turkey's security. As about the solution, the only solution is the removal of Bashar Assad from the throne, because he's the main cause of all these problems. If he leaves his post, and if a constitution can be enacted by all ethnic groups and religious groups, and if it can be protected by bigger powers, I think it may work in the future.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim Karataş, for being on Tactical Talk. It was a pleasure having you.
With pleasure. Thanks a lot, Zain.
This was Ibrahim Karataş, a Turkish journalist, discussing Turkey's intervention in Syria. Until the next episode of Tactical Talk, this is Zain Khan. Take care and goodbye.